Good morning everyone. Today I am going to explain you about organized sector and unorganized sector. So this topic is very important in this lesson. So according to the census 2011, our working age population is 46 crores. So our working age population is the 46 crores among the population of our country. So total population according to the census 2011, there are more than 121 crores are there, but all people are not come under the working age population. So the 46 crores people are come under the working age population. So among the 46 crores working age population, there are 92% of the people are come under the unorganized sector. Only 80% of the people are come under the organized sector. So today we have compare and find out the differences. What are the differences are there in between the organized and unorganized sector? We will come to know through this topic. So for example, in India there are more than 90%. It means 92% of the people come under the unorganized sector. I was told you that's why India is the developing country. More people not have social and job security. For example, we will take the developed country like America. There are more than 90% people are come under the organized sector. So more people are there. Working age people are there in organized sector in America. So less people are come under the organized sector in America. So that's why America is the developed country. So we will find out what is the difference are there in between organized sector and unorganized sector. So here this is organized sector and unorganized sector. So the first point is the organized sector is covers small and scattered places of work. Means the workplace is limited place. Workplace is the limited place. We have found in organized sector as well as unorganized sector also. So the organized sector is covers small and scattered places of work. And also unorganized sector, we will go to the unorganized sector. In unorganized sector, it covers small and scattered manufacturing units. Okay, in unorganized sector there is different types of production activities and some other processes were engaged. Activities were engaged in different places. So that's why that is also small and scattered manufacturing units. That is the difference between the organized and unorganized sector. Organized sector means organized sector is covers small and scattered places of works. In unorganized sector, the small and scattered manufacturing units. The second point, organized sector. In the organized sector, within the organized sector, workers terms and conditions of employment is regular. Okay, it means it has job security. In the organized sector, terms and conditions of employment regular. Okay, it means there is the job security we have found in organized sector. When we are observe the unorganized sector, there is no terms and conditions of employment. There is no terms and conditions of employment in unorganized sector. There is no job security. There is no job security as well as social security. When we are compare in organized sector, we have found the job security as well as the social security. Then we will go to the another point. So within the organized sector, all organized sectors registered by the government and followed rules and regulations whatever government has prescribed. Okay, organized sectors means that the government organizing offices and etc. So organized sectors registered by the government, and followed rules and regulations, whatever the government was prescribed. So in unorganized sector, mostly unorganized sectors are not followed rules and regulations of the government, and unorganized sectors mostly out of the control of government. So unorganized sector not registered by the government. Mostly unorganized sectors not registered by the government. So in organized sector, there is the minimum hours of work. Minimum 8 hours. Only 8 hours of work we have given as per the rules. In unorganized sector we have found. In organized sector there is the minimum hours of work. Only 8 hours of work we have found in organized sector. When in unorganized sector there is no such type of rules. We did not found any such type of rules. According to their conditions, and they will maintain the timings. And also in organized sector there is the PF facilities, ESI facilities, health facilities we have found. In unorganized sector there is no PF facilities, provident fund. There is no ESI, means free. There is no any health facilities. So here in organized sector they will do extra work, means they pay the extra money, means the OTs are there in organized sector. In unorganized sector there is no OTs, overtime. There is no such type of certain rules in unorganized sector. So like that, there are these all are the benefits we have found in organized sector. In organized sector, approximately in India, there are 3 lakhs companies are come under the organized sector. In India, how many companies? Approximately 3 lakhs companies are come under the organized sector. So all government jobs are come under the organized sector. In unorganized sector, so the agriculture laborers, small farmers, and the industrial workers, the small workers in the small scale industry, and artisans in rural areas, means handicrafts such as the metal makers, potters, weavers, handloom weavers. So these all are come under the unorganized sector. And also in the urban, the daily wages people, and also casual workers, construction workers, laborers, and hawkers, rickshaw pullers, and plumbers, painters, and also the drivers. This category of people, all people are come under the this category of people are come under the unorganized sector. So once we will revise this one. So organized sector covers small and scattered places of work, terms and conditions of employment regular, registered by the government, followed rules and regulations. We have job security, found job security, minimum working hours we have found there. So 3 lakhs companies approximately is there in organized sector. So I will tell you one example about the organized sector and unorganized sector is there in our textbook. So that Narasimha, he is doing work in government office. So what is his timings? He went to office at 9:30 a.m. Then he come until he worked 5:30 p.m. and he reached home. And in between that time he had the lunch time and some other leisure times. And working conditions are good good working atmosphere in the office, and he found some drinking water facilities, other facilities within the office, and also he get the job. He has the job security, and he has the PF facilities, health facilities, and such type of he has the paid leaves, medical leaves. In organized sector, there is the paid leaves, medical leaves also there. That is those facilities also there in the organized sector. So like that, he used to go to office by bike. So like that, the person, the Narasimha, he has his life, and he has fulfilled his all requirements by the government job. This is come under the organized sector. Now I will tell you another example about the unorganized sector. Rajeshwari, she is working as a construction worker in construction fields. She went to work at 7:30 a.m. and until 7 p.m. 6 p.m. he worked there, and he reached home at 7:30 p.m. In between 1 hour lunch break they will give, and they did not get there is no job security for Rajeshwari, and there is no full work. So there is no more days work. So only she get the 12 or 15 days in a month, and there is no paid leaves and other leaves. There is no benefits, PF benefits, and there is no health benefits. So while she was wounded, there is no special treatment, health treatments like that. So Rajeshwari, so like that she did not had any social and job security. So she has not fulfilled her requirements and her family requirements by the job. So that type of jobs are come under the unorganized sector. Okay. So now we will go to the another topic, that is how to create more and better conditions of employment. How to create more and better conditions. How to create more and better conditions of employment. So the government should take initiatives. And policies through which we can able to create more and better conditions in employment. So first one is road system, rural roads, transportation and rural roads. Government should construct the roads in the village areas, good road facilities for in the villages. So the roads should be connected from the village to town areas, should be connected from rural areas to town areas. Then the people can farmers can shift their produce from the village to town, and they did get the money. So like that, the road network is very important. So first, the government should be develop the transportation as well as roads in the rural areas, and the government should provide the bank through the banks, provide the bank loans with less interest. Should be provided to the needy people. So loans provided for agriculture loans as well as non-farm activities. So there are different waivers and some other the non-farm activities. So the banks should be provide the loans to the agriculture as well as non-farm activities with less interest, and government should encourage and promote the local industries and services. Should be promoted. So like that can improve the employment status within the villages, and also establish cold storages, and godowns. So the farmers were used, they kept their produce in the cold storages as well as in the godowns. So like that, the farmers can get the benefit by the cold storages and godowns. So that is also one of the very important. So construct the cold storages and godowns, and uh, in the near the forest region, near the forest areas, should be provided the honey collection centers. So they did get the they did get the sufficient. They did get the minimum prices in the in by the honey collection centers. So honey collection near the forest regions, construct the provide the honey collection centers, and government should establish the agro-based industries as well as the food processing industries. Food processing means vegetables processing, and the fruits, like different fruit processing, mango and some other. So encourage the household industries such as pickle industries, etc. So food processing and agro-based industries should be established in the rural areas and generate the employment in the rural places. That is also important thing. And also the government should be encourage the village people, and implement the self-employment schemes, and also encourage the rice mills in the rural areas, rice mill. So like that, the government should be take initiatives and create more and better employment, more and better conditions of the employment of the people. That is important. So children, today we have completed the lesson. So once I will revise what are the topics are there, how many videos I was made for this lesson. There are 4 videos are there. So in the first video I have explained the 3 topics, that is the sectors of economy, and also I will explain the small topic, that is what do the services comprise, and also the another topic, that is percentage of workers employed in different sectors in between 1973 to 2009 and 10. So three topics are there in that video. And the next video I was explained about the gross domestic product, and also how do we estimate the gross domestic product. So then that is the second one. So third video I was explained in that place, that is the topics. So are you remembering the topics now? The first topic is the sectors of economy, and also what do services comprise, and the third one is what do you comprise services. The third one is the sectors of economy, the workers employed in different sectors, the gross domestic product. So next, the how do we estimate the gross domestic product. Next, in the next video, third video, I was explained you that the changes in the importance of sectors, value of goods and services produced, and the employment of the people, that topic I will explain on that video, and also another topic also there in that video, that is the employment of working population. Okay, employment of workers life in India. That topic is also there. Now in this topic I was explained about the organized sector and unorganized sector, and another topic is the how to create more and better conditions of employment. Okay, children. So please watch my videos and subscribe my channel and share it to your friends and click like button. Thank you.